Yo, what is going on, guys? Crypto Vibes here, also known as Crypto. Bringing you guys another video. And today, guys, I have my week 5 match in the UPC Season 2 going up against Splurge and his Bracknell Beedrills. So, yeah, you obviously knew I stuttered a little bit right there. I did not remember what week we were on because it's been a while, so sorry about that. But yeah, anyways, we're back and coming back into the UPC. Obviously, if you guys have been watching the series slash season, you guys know we're having a pretty good season right now. We're sitting at 4-0, and then we are playing Splurge. Like I said, he's sitting at 2-2, so definitely no slouch. And he's definitely got a good team to back him up. So that being said, I'll go ahead and go over the teams real quick. As Splurge does have the potential to bring Z Rayquaza, Tapu Lele, Mega Scizor, Alucha, Ditto, Torkoal, Rotom Mo, Garbodor, Milotic, Z Crocodile, Rhydon, Lilligant. So yeah, as you can see, he has a little bit of a Sun Core right there, something I need to play properly around. So, and then on my side, obviously we got the Kyogre, Z Magearna, Tornadus Therian, Reuniclus, Amoonguss, Kabutops, Licky, Mismagius, Z Lando, Orlando T, Druddigon, Meowstic, and Hitmontop. So yeah, that's the matchup, team matchup overall. It's a couple things I am kind of prepared for on this team is something like a Z Sunny Day Rayquaza. It obviously gets rid of my rain. It will nerf or hinder my Kyogre a little bit, and then he gets +1 speed from it with his Rayquaza. Rayquaza at +1 speed can be pretty annoying to my team actually, because of its covers with like Earthquake, Ice Beam, does quite a bit to the team I'm bringing. As you can see, excuse me. Kyogre is pretty important for that though. So with that being said, I guess he does have a couple more things I need to be careful about. Like I said, he has Torkoal for Sun. He has a Rotom Mo, which is a huge threat to my team. I don't really have a good switch and do that outside of like maybe Magearna. But Magearna is mainly there for the Tapu Lele. So another thing I need to be scared of is Tapu Lele. But yeah, coming into my first mon, we are bringing Tornadus Therian. That was easy with Hurricane, Heat Wave, Focus Blast, and Taunt. And then outspeed a max speed Hawlucha outside of any, or obviously still with his item or whatnot. So I know if he brings Hawlucha, I know the Tapu Lele is going to, or I should say if he brings a Tapu Lele, there's a good chance to bring Hawlucha too, because Hawlucha, he doesn't have anything that outspeeds my Tornadus unless it's a Hawlucha, well, Unburned or a Choice Scarfer. So I expect both of those things, to be honest. A certain Choice Scarfer, I don't know which Choice Scarfer, obviously before game, and then I'm expecting Hawlucha. And then with my moveset, I have Hurricane, which hits his team really, really hard. If I can keep rain up the majority of the time, then I can just, smack his team. Heat Wave is there for the Mega Scizor and stuff like Lilligant, Rotom Heat, if I don't ever feel like I'm in position to click Hurricane. Focus Blast is nice because it kind of pairs with my Charterberry here, as it can hit his Crocodile and knock out most Crocodile variants in one hit, and then as well as Rhydon, it can two-shot it if I land both of them. Charterberry is very nice right there. The only thing on either the Rhydon or Crook that can knock me out is the Rock Blast. Yeah, the Rock Blast would be the only thing. If he gets like a Rock Blast with Rhydon, he gets like, I think it has to be 4 hits, so that's something there. And yeah, that's basically the Tornadus set. Getting to my next mon, we have the Druddigon Medal of Honor right here. Holding the Roselia Berry with Stealth Rocks, Gunk Shot, Toxic, and Fire Punch. And then it is a pretty nicely bulky guy with enough attack investment to make sure Gunk Shot Okos a non-invested Tapu Lele in bulk overall. So the reason Roselia's there is to be a nice lure to Tapu Lele, and then obviously Gunk Shot can knock it out the following turn. Moonblast with the Roselia Berry only does like 70-some%, I believe. Maybe not even that, 60, high 60s, 70. But yeah, that's nice if he's choice specs, that is. And I kind of see choice specs because I don't really have a switch into it outside of Magearna, which if he weakens Magearna, gets it, just kills it somehow, then Tapu Lele can definitely run shop on my team. The special defense investment helps me with that, obviously. And then this is basically a mon synergized around dealing with Tapu Lele, and overall it's pretty nice for like Mega Scizor if he brings it, which is pretty cool. I'd rather deal with Lele though, if we have to come down to it. Coming to my next mon, this is my Magearna set. This set, I'm still thinking about this set, but we have Shukaberry, Flare Cannon, we have the Shukaberry with Flare Cannon, Ice Beam, Energy Ball, and Volt Switch. Not fond of this mon because he does have pretty good answers, or a really good answer I should say, being Torkoal. Stopping me from wanting to bring this mon setup wise. I understand I could bring something like a Calm Mind Z Focus Blast set to kind of deal with Torkoal, but I do need to carry my Z Crystal on my next Pokemon you'll see. Flare Cannon obviously hits his team extremely hard. Ice Beam's there because he doesn't really have many Ice Beam switch-ins as well. Outside of like Milotic, I do have Energy Ball for that. It kind of just chips down on Milotic, and then Volt Switch, I can Volt Switch, I'm out on it. Milotic can be a little bit annoying, but I do have ways around it. as well as a taunt on the Tornadus can prevent Milotic from recovering up, which is pretty nice. And then I'll explain why Shuka in the defense investment comes into play after I explain the Landorus set, which they kind of coincide right here, as we have the double dance Landorus with Earthquake and Fly, same time we get brought against Honor 2 weeks ago, which is pretty nice against Splurge as well. So if I can play it properly, this Pokemon can actually just 6-0 if I play it right. Of course, I do need to use my Flying MZ on the correct Pokemon, depending on what he brings, and you know, it's just really good. Hawlucha can't do anything to me. It'd be the only thing that can outspeed me if I have a Rock Polish up. It's the best thing it can do to me is Hidden Power Ice, which I don't think will bring on Hawlucha. It just doesn't have some room or space for it or whatever. And yeah, this Pokemon's really good. The reason I have the Magearna here, if I ever get to +2 Landorus in attack, and he comes in with Ditto. You may think it's never good to bring setup in general, but with Ditto, in this case, I kind of can do it. If he turns out to be a Choice Scarf Ditto, he cannot use the Flying MZ. The only thing he can use to hit my Landorus is Fly. He would go before me because he's Choice Scarf. I would click Fly on the same turn, and I would be able to knock him out, if not get him very low, because he would intimidate me on switching. With the Fly, now I get the Fly off, obviously. And then that's the only thing that really could stop the Landorus if he's not Choice Scarf. Say he's like leftovers or something, and I win the speed tie, and get the Fly up and hit him, and then obviously miss, and then he'll get his Fly up and hit me and knock me out, and he would be at +2. I'm like, oh shit, what do I do? So that's where the Magearna came into play. Magearna offensively, I did not really like it this match, and that sucks because Magearna's, you know, known for an offensive sweeper. It can like set up Trick Room and do all that good stuff. But with the set I'm bringing a Sugar Berry variant with max HP and 92 in defense, bold. It ensures after Stealth Rocks I can take a +2 Earthquake from a Ditto that transforms into my Landorus. So it basically stops him from sweeping me, and I can just click Ice Beam and knock him out. If he was running like Yachi Berry Ditto, that would just be straight flames. Just expecting some kind of scenario like that, but anyways, enough speed to... What is our speed for? It's speed for something. Let me check. Let me put my notes back. Oh, I think it's it's max, or it's a non-invested Mega Scizor. So I can obviously, you know, get my attack off first if... I guess in case it doesn't let him get knockoffs off me. So like say he's really low and I can knock him off like an Ice Beam from where he's at. We're gonna Volt Switch and it doesn't let him like knock off my Shuka, which I desperately, or not desperately, but I need it for like things like Ride On, Croak as well. Which is kind of nice why I have Energy Ball and Ice Beam there to hit those things. So yeah, the Magearna deals with a +2 Landorus, like I said, and kind of deals with Crook and Ride On to a sense, which if he brings any of those. Which I have a strong feeling he'll bring Crook. But yeah, that was the Landorus and Magearna. Next we have our Kyogre set, which, you know, it's Kyogre. It's going to put in a ton of work against any team. Didn't really throw any certainty into this because I needed max speed to speed tie with a Lilligant, which I feel like will be necessary because Ice Beam does like 75 to, this is like 75% or something like that to Lilligant, which is really nice. And it'd be nice to win a speed tie if he's max speed too, if he's ever coming in injured from rocks or just chipped down a little bit somehow. Really nice. Max special attack is just kind of necessary, as well as just a full-on special defense. But Surf, Thunder, Ice Beam, and then Toxic is just what I need. Toxic, obviously, I do need to be careful if he's in these... never mind, I won't say it yet, but it kind of spoils it if I say it. But with Thunder, Surf, and Ice Beam, it hits his team really, really nicely. Thunder hits the Milotic, especially if he's in rain, he cannot take 2. Any variant, he cannot take 2 with my Expert Belt boost. He would have to like recover off and wait for my rain to go away, and then hope I miss. And then like, if he brings like Mirror Coat or something, then bravo, that'd be really nice on him. But he would have to predict it properly around that. But either way, Kyogre, nothing really crazy about it. It just puts in pretty decent work against his team. Coming to my last one on the team, it actually is very important this week, is our Meowstic. So we're rocking the Light Play with dual screens, Toxic, Hidden Power Fire, with enough speed to, I believe, outspeed a Adamant, I think it's Adamant, or Jolly. Let me check again. Okay, Adamant or Jolly on the, I think it's max speed Adamant Mega Scizor. I believe that's what it is. If I'm wrong, let me know. I think it's max speed Adamant Scizor. I can't check the calc right now, but and then we're running enough special attack because I believe that Hidden Power Fire 2 shots most variants of Mega Scizor. And then rest and defense bulk with HP because let's just get a Reflect and Light Screen guaranteed up against any variant of Crocodile, which is hopefully the game plan. I'm hoping he brings like a Choice Scarf, Choice Banded Crocodile, and which is, it's likely, but now I think about it, it's really not that likely because I have a Landorus, and Landorus can kind of just check that. And that was my game plan going into this because Landorus can set up on a Crocodile if he's Choice Locked. But either way, this is dual screen right here. Toxic is, I do need to remember, if he is in the Psychic terrain, I cannot use my Toxic because that is Prankster, and obviously Priority does not work in the Psychic terrain, so that's something to keep in mind. As, yeah, that's basically going to be the Meowstic set, and that's going to be the team. I'll go ahead and, go ahead and get into the battle itself. Alrighty. So as you can see on his side of the field, he decided to bring the Rayquaza, Rotom, Krookodile, Tapu Lele, Hawlucha, and Torkoal. Basically what I expected. If anything, it would have been the Mega Scizor over the Hawlucha slot. But like I said, I kind of expected if Lele came, Hawlucha would definitely come. It just made sense to go with my team, so I'm not too surprised with anything he brought. Torkoal's really good if he gets rid of my rain, if he ever has a chance to do so. Didn't bring the Lilligant, brings the Rotom instead, which makes sense, but I thought both of them had a chance to come, which is kind of was hoping because Tornadus kept putting a ton of work that way. And Rayquaza there at the end. Definitely scary, definitely scary. And like I said, I'm expecting at least one Choice Scarfer, and with each, I'm thinking it'll be one of three on the left side right there. Rayquaza, Rotom, or the Krookodile. I'm really hoping it's Krookodile because that gives Landorus the easiest time to set up and do his job. But with that being said, this matchup, I kind of expected him to expect me to lead with Kyogre, so I thought maybe something like a Rotom would lead, maybe Torkoal, and then he'd pivot out into something, but more likely Rotom I predicted would be his lead, as he's going to go ahead and lead with my Meowstic. I could have led with my Tornadus Therian. It would have been a pretty good lead because it taunts anything from getting up rocks. It's, like I said, Rotom kind of stopped me from doing that. If he was Choice Scarf, he could get a huge hit off on me, if not kill me with Thunderbolt, so I didn't want to play around that. So I am just going to leave my Meowstic right here. As he does decide to lead with the Tapu Lele, so this kind of sucks right here because it made me think that he might be dual screens because he has shown that in the past. I believe in 2 of his games he has been dual screen Tapu Lele, so that's something I considered right here. I didn't want to go for my screens because if he set up his screens, it would kind of be wasted turns on mainly my part because his team would benefit from them more in my opinion. So I'm just going to pull the hard switch into my Magearna as he gets a Spadef drop right there, which actually turns out to suck later in the game, you'll see. But he throws up a Shadow Ball, which, you know, my team doesn't have a resist to, which is a good play right there. And does a lot, and that basically tells me he's Choice Specs at this point. Another Shadow Ball would do, it wouldn't kill me, but it'd bring me very, very low, so I thought there's a chance he could Shadow Ball again here, but I literally don't have a switch in. This is why I really wish I had AV Tornadus. I could at least pivot around with, I don't even think I have U-turn this, so that's a little bit disappointing on my part too. I could have brought U-turn on the Tornadus. But what I'm going to do is stay in here, click Flurkin, it does over half to him, ensures that another one of my Pokemon, like Tornadus, can come in and revenge, because I know he specs at this point. Tornadus or even Kyogre. Kyogre would have to take a huge hit, unfortunately, so that would be like 2 different scenarios that I could do. He's going to bring in the Rotom right here, which is great. I end up getting a crit on him, which actually does not matter too much, you'll see here in a second. But it is annoying at the time, so I say sorry and whatnot. But right here, I don't have a great switch into this thing. Like I said, this thing and Tapu Lele alone are very scary, especially after I know he specs Lele. So, and another thing that's important is he just revealed leftovers right there. I'll go ahead and get back to that. He reveals leftovers on his Rotom, as you're going to see, which is really good news for me because this is not Scarf the Rotom, which I figure out, which is actually going to help me with my next turn. Shows leftovers right there, and he's going to click Leaf Storm. That special defense drop kind of sucks right there. I'll explain why later in the game. Brings me down to 38% or 39%. So I'm going to click the slow volt switch, does 2%, but it gets me into my Kyogre, and now that I know he's not Choice Scarf, I guarantee I am faster than him, and I can click Ice Beam. And the reason the crit didn't matter is because he's going to go ahead and stay in right here, and Ice Beam would have knocked him out either way. Yeah, it just would knock him out either way. He would have been like AV to live that. He's going to go into his Crooker. He's going to go into his Torkoal right here, maybe banking off the fact that I could be Choice Scarfed, which, you know, is a fair play. He doesn't really have another great switch into this otherwise. If I am Choice Scarfed, then I guess Lele could be his only other switch in, but wouldn't really want to be a switch in. So he's going to pull the switch into Torkoal, which definitely is fair. I'm figuring he's probably just going to get his rocks up right here. Do that. He's going to go for the Protect right here. I'm going to reveal a Surf, so he knows I'm not locked at this point. He knows I'm not locked, which is definitely I don't know. It's definitely something. He knows I'm not locked. So I am just going to stay and click Surf again. I know it's not going to kill him, but I'm bringing him very, very low. I think he's just going to get rocks up. I'm like feel okay about my health right here. So I am going to take that right there, and it does 20%, which is a decent amount. It does not too much to my Kyogre. But right here, a little bit of misplay on my part. I click Ice Beam right here because I didn't want his Rayquaza getting a free switch in. But ultimately, like, Rayquaza cannot... He would have had to have, like, Electrium Z Thunder to maybe kill me. I don't even think it can. It would have been a roll, I think, to kill me or something like that. That'd been, like, the only thing he could have a chance to kill me with. So I didn't want to give him a free switch into Rayquaza, but ultimately it wasn't my best play. I should have just clicked Surf right here to knock him out. Should have been my play. Definitely should have been. As right here, I'm going to put Ice Beam over predict right here a little bit. I knew it wouldn't have killed him, but I'm very low. Gets more damage off of me, and that's going to come in crucial. You'll see here in a second. As right here, I just click Ice Beam again, just in case you want to pull a switch or something like that there. But he goes into the Stop Lele right here. I guess I could have been aggressive right here, pull and switch into my Magearna because I know he's forced to go for the Psychic move, or even into my Meowstic would have been a fair play because I believe Magearna might have got 2-shot by a Side Shock. You'll see here in a second. But I know my Kyogre dies. I know he won't click the Shadow Ball right here, is what I'm trying to say. So I could have went into my Meowstic, but he's going to just knock me out right there. He's Timid Specs. Go to my Meowstic now. I know I can get a screen up, which is nice. He actually just goes straight for the Side Shock again, so I would have done about half if I didn't have the screen up. Goes into Crook right here, which is exactly what I wanted. I clicked Toxic right there, which was not a good play because the Psychic terrain is up, and obviously my Prankster does not let me do that. So a little bit of misplay on my part, but did not really matter too much. I'm gonna click Reflect right here, clicks Knockoff. I'm like, okay, please be Scarfed. But right there, you're gonna see he reveals the Life Orb, which is not the worst thing in the world. It still means Landers can set up on this thing pretty freely if he does not have Taunt. Right here, he actually shows Taunt. So, don't know why I wait for Taunt right there on that turn exactly, but I'm just going for HP Fire. But revealing Taunt right there really sucks because if he's max speed, he can outspeed my Landers. Right here, thinking he's going to go for the knockoff just to finish off my Meowstic. I switch into my Landers on this turn. I know I can eat up any sort of knockoff right here with the Life Orb and whatnot still. It does 15%, which is very little. His Life Orb goes off again. And right here, I make another misplay. These few turns on the Crocodile are really crucial on my part, and they're just not nice plays at all. Right here, I already saw a Taunt. For some reason, I would think he just switches out, thinking that I can just knock this thing out, and maybe he wants to keep this around for things like my Magearna, things like my Meowstic to finish it off, things like that. I click Rock Polish, which I definitely should have just double Earthquake right here to knock this thing out. 2 Earthquakes will knock this thing out no matter what range he was in. He missed the Stone Edge right there, which actually is pretty crucial if I made the correct play. If I made the correct play and go for Earthquake right away, his Stone Edge miss right there would have been pretty bad for him. Because you'll see here in a little bit. I ended up going for the Flying MZ, which was another bad play on my part because I needed to save the Flying MZ. If I don't ever get a chance to get the +2, I cannot OHKO his Rayquaza or his Lele. So I needed to save that for one of those two right there. He goes into the Rayquaza right here. Basically, I know he's going to go for the Ice Beam right here, or I know he's going to go for some sort of Ice move. And if he's max special attack at the range I'm at, even with the light screen, he can knock me out. So that is a thing. So there's no point in me staying in right here. I am going to go ahead and switch out into my Tornadus, kind of scout for what he's going to do. He shows Ice Beam with the Life Orb right there, or not the Life Orb, but with the light screen right there. Still does a lot to me. So after the light screen goes away, I am going to die. So I guess I could have saved my Tornadus. I would have got the regen back. But at the same time, I kind of wanted to figure out if he was Choice Scarfed here or not, which was definitely something I want to keep in mind because while if he's not Choice Scarf, I guess I could have saved this because this outsped. But if he has Choice Scarf, then he just killed me right here. So I guess that was kind of information I wanted to figure out. If he's Choice Locked, I can go into my Magearna right here. And I can just click Volt Switch because I know he's going to switch out. He can't do anything to me. He wants to save his Rayquaza because it's Scarfed and can deal with my things like my Landers and Jardigon if he locks himself an Ice Beam, which is looking like definitely a very solid possibility for him at this point. But I click Volt Switch right there on the Magearna switch. Go into my Jardigon at this point, and definitely want to show the tech off. So he goes ahead and goes for the Moonblast right away. He even expects Moonblast with the Roselle Berry. Going to go ahead and munch that on up and go for the Gunk Shot, and we do land, which is really cool. Levanter getting a little offensive action going on. Brings in the Lucha. I figure it's going to be the Psychic Seed at this point, which it is. Not too big of a deal. You'll see here. But right here, he is going to knock me out with the Acrobatics. And this is where the game should have been, in my opinion, over if I played this correctly. If I saved my Landorus's Z Crystal at this point, I just go into Landorus, I click the Rock Polish. He pretty much has to go into the Rayquaza right away. He knows I'm Double Dance. If I set up a Rock Polish, the only thing that could kill his Rayquaza is a Z move. I cannot OHKO him with a regular fly, and obviously Earthquake doesn't affect. So he would have to go into his Rayquaza to not let me get an SD, or like if I go for SD, I can't outspeed the Rayquaza if he goes right into it. And if I go for the Rock Polish, he can live any hit now that I've used my Z move. If I saved my Z move, just 2-shot the Crocodile with Earthquake, I would have been in a very good spot right here. And I actually make, I don't know, like this game was just a series of very, very small misplays that came in very crucial because Right here, I'm thinking he's choice banded Hawlucha for some reason. I forgot the freaking mechanics. Yeah, the mechanics of acrobatics were if you lose your item, obviously it doubles in damage, was a terrible play on my part. So right here, I'm thinking he's locked into acrobatics. He's not going to do enough to me where Ice Beam on Rayquaza cannot sweep me. So I'm thinking, okay, I pretty much win this game. But he's going to go for the high jump kick right here. The crit, I don't think it matters because even with my defense investment, he is adamant max attack, so it's going to knock me out most of the times anyways. Right here, I don't think there's any way I can win this because, like I said, I don't have my Z Crystal anymore, so I cannot use that on Rayquaza. Hawlucha does die to a fly, a regular fly, so that's something. But there was no point. Like right here, I knew he was going to double into Rayquaza because I can't knock him out with any one move, and then I can't set up a Rock Wash and an FD at the same time. So his Rayquaza was pretty free right here. As even if I double into Meowstic, it really does not gain me much right here. Because Meowstic can get up a light screen to make me have a chance to live the Ice Beam from the Rayquaza after he knocks me out. But even then, I have to get up a Rock Polish, and then it puts me in the same scenario. Because right here, I'm going to go for Rock Polish. It puts me in the same scenario where I have to get a crit with Fly anyways. So had I saved my Z Fly, I could have knocked out this Rayquaza. Rayquaza would have been dead, and then I just click Fly on the Hawlucha and kill that. So yeah, really, like, even though I made a ton of small misplays, the biggest misplay was the Crocodile play, where I wasted my Z move on the Crocodile, which never should have happened. I definitely should have saved it, and then Landorus could have cleaned up this game. But nonetheless, Splurge played really solid. The Scarf Rayquaza was a pain, man. The Ice Beam was really solid. It did a lot of more work to my team. The Hawlucha, he told me, was his main link on this game, but Rayquaza turned out to be a good one because Kyogre went down very, very early, and that was really my only good. I mean, I guess Magearna obviously, but Magearna and Kyogre were very low or dead at that point, so where he could just sweep with Ice Beam, which was good prep on his part. And the taunt on Crocodile definitely stopped my sweep from happening, which I definitely should have considered more on the Landorus. Which is why, in my opinion, I probably should have had a better win con, or not a better one, but a secondary win con for Landorus, just in case I could not get the job done, which I did not, in fact, get the job done, unfortunately. But we are going to fall to our first loss of the season. Record's going down to a 4-1 with a +13, which isn't the worst thing in the world. I believe even after this week, we are going to be #1 in the league, which is nice. And then Splurge actually gets up to 3-2, so he's catching up to us. We gotta make sure Splurge can't catch us. So that's something. And yeah, that's basically gonna be it from me, guys. If you guys like this video, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. Really would appreciate it. Thank you guys for checking this out. And if you guys ever want to leave any comments down below, wondering why I made a play like I made this game, and I'll be sure to try to answer them. And then if you guys want to also suggest ask me questions, But that's from it from you guys. If you guys enjoyed, like I said, yeah, that's basically it. Peace, guys.